Hey there, money enthusiasts. Welcome to Let Me Resume It. Today, we've got a game changer in the world of personal finance, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through the fascinating intersection of psychology and finance. Number 1. Understanding money and happiness. Wealth versus income. Wealth is not the same as income. This concept highlights the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich typically refers to having a high income, which means you earn a lot of money, usually from a job or business. However, having a high income doesn't automatically make you wealthy. Wealth, on the other hand, is more about financial freedom. It's the ability to have enough financial resources to make choices without being limited by money. This can include savings, investments, and assets that provide you with security and freedom, not just a high paycheck. Saving is key. Saving money is the cornerstone of wealth. The key to building wealth is saving money. This means that becoming wealthy is less about how much money you make and more about how much of that money you keep and save. For instance, someone might have a high income but spends most of it, leaving them with little savings. Another person might earn less but saves a significant portion of their income, leading them to accumulate wealth over time. Saving money is like the foundation of a house. It's essential for building long-term financial security and wealth. Number 2. Role of luck and risk. Influence of luck. Luck and risk are major factors in financial success. When we talk about financial success, luck plays a significant role. By luck, we mean those random events and opportunities that you can't predict or control. For example, someone might unexpectedly inherit money, find a valuable item, or get a job because they happen to meet the right person at the right time. These events are out of our control and can positively or negatively impact our financial situation. So when we think about success, it's important to remember that not everything is within our control and that sometimes luck plays a part. Understanding risk. Risk is what's left over after you think you've thought of everything. Risk refers to the uncertainty and potential for loss in any situation, especially when you think you've planned for everything. In the context of finances, it's about the unknown factors that could affect your money or investments. For instance, you might invest in a business thinking it's a sure success, but unforeseen events like market changes, new competition, or even global events could impact its success. Risk is like the what-ifs that you can't always foresee or plan for. It's a reminder that even with the best plans and strategies, there's always a chance that things might not go as expected. Number 3. Behavioral aspects of investing. Emotional investment. Financial decisions are often emotional, not mathematical. When it comes to investing money, our decisions are not always based purely on numbers and calculations. Instead, our emotions often have a big influence. For example, if the stock market drops, some people might panic and sell their stocks out of fear, even if it's not the best financial decision. Or someone might invest in a company because they like its products, not because the company is financially sound. It's important to recognize and manage these emotions. By keeping a level head and not letting fear or excitement control your decisions, you can make smarter investment choices. Avoiding overconfidence. This is about not being too sure of your ability to predict what will happen in the future with your investments. Sometimes people think they can guess which stocks will go up or which businesses will succeed, but predicting the future is extremely difficult. Being overconfident in your predictions can lead to taking unnecessary risks, like putting too much money into a single investment or making risky moves in the market. It's better to be cautious and remember that there's always a chance your predictions might be wrong. Number 4. Historical perspectives and personal experience. Financial history. Your personal experiences with money make up your financial worldview. Everyone has their own unique history with money, shaped by personal experiences. This history forms your financial worldview, which is how you see and understand money matters. For example, if someone grew up in a family that struggled financially, they might be very cautious with their money as an adult. On the other hand, if someone had a lot of financial security growing up, they might be more comfortable taking risks with their money. It's also important to realize that big historical events, like economic crises or booms, can influence how entire generations think about money. These broader events can shape our attitudes towards saving, investing, and spending. Learning from the past, studying past financial events and trends can help us understand and prepare for the future. By looking at what has happened before in the economy, like stock market crashes or periods of high economic growth, we can get a sense of how similar situations might unfold in the future. It's like learning from past mistakes or successes, not just your own, but those of the whole financial world. This study helps us make more informed decisions about our money and investments by giving us a context of how things might play out based on historical patterns. Number 5. The seduction of pessimism. Pessimism versus optimism. When it comes to thinking about the future, especially in investing, there are two main attitudes: pessimism and optimism. Pessimism means expecting the worst. Pessimists often think that things will go wrong, like the stock market will crash or an investment won't pay off. On the other hand, optimism is about expecting good outcomes, believing that despite ups and downs, things will generally go well in the long run. Pessimism can sometimes sound smarter or more realistic, especially when someone points out all the things that could go wrong. But this negative outlook can actually be misleading and cause you to miss out on good opportunities. For example, a pessimist might avoid investing in the stock market because they're afraid of a crash, but then they miss out on potential gains when the market does well. Optimism for long-term investors. For people who invest with a long-term perspective, optimism is often the most practical approach. This doesn't mean ignoring risks or always expecting the best in every situation. Instead, it's about having a general belief that over time, despite some losses and setbacks, the overall trend will be positive. This attitude can lead to taking calculated risks that can pay off over the long term, like staying invested in the market even when it fluctuates, knowing that historically, markets tend to grow over time. Number 6. Influence of social proof. How we're influenced by other people's actions and decisions, especially when it comes to money. It's natural to want to do what others are doing, especially if it looks like they are doing well, but it's important to make financial decisions based on your own situation and careful thought, rather than just following the crowd. This approach helps in making more informed and potentially more profitable financial choices. Number 7. Misconceptions about wealth. Wealth is invisible. Often when we think of wealth, we imagine expensive cars, big houses, and luxury items. However, true wealth isn't always about these visible signs of having a lot of money. Real wealth is more about what you don't see. It's in the savings and investments that people have. A truly wealthy person might not spend much money on flashy items, but instead has a lot of money saved up or invested in things like stocks, real estate, or businesses. This kind of wealth isn't always obvious just by looking at someone's lifestyle. Freedom and control. The main benefit of being wealthy isn't about being able to buy lots of expensive things. Instead, wealth gives you freedom and control over your life. If you have a lot of savings and investments, you have more choices. You can decide to work less, retire early, or pursue hobbies and interests without worrying about money. It also means having control over your life decisions, like where to live or what kind of work to do, without being limited by financial constraints. Number 8. The importance of time. Patience in investing. When it comes to growing your wealth, time is one of your best friends. This is because of something called compound interest, which basically means earning interest on your interest. For example, if you invest money and it earns interest the next year, you'll earn interest not just on your original investment, but also on the interest from the previous year. Over many years, this can lead to your money growing much more than you might expect. The longer you leave your money invested, the more time it has to grow through this process. Long-term planning. It's important to focus on your long-term financial goals rather than getting too caught up in what's happening right now. Financial markets can go up and down in the short term, which can be worrying. But if you're planning for goals that are many years away, these short-term changes are less important. For example, if you're saving for retirement 30 years from now, it doesn't matter too much if the stock market drops next week or even next year. What matters more is the overall growth over decades. Number 9, knowing what's enough. Contentment. Contentment means being happy and satisfied with what you have. It's about knowing how much is enough for you personally. This enough can be different for everyone. For some people, enough might mean having a comfortable home and enough money to live without financial worries. For others, it might mean being able to travel often or afford certain luxuries. The key is to figure out what enough means for you, not based on what others think or what society says you should have. It's about understanding your own needs and goals and feeling satisfied once those are met, rather than constantly wanting more. Avoiding greed. Greed is when you want more and more, often more than you actually need or can handle. It's a desire that can be endless. When it comes to money and possessions, greed can push you to take unnecessary risks like investing in something risky just because you want to make more money quickly. This behavior can lead to financial problems and even unhappiness. Greed often makes people focus so much on getting more that they don't appreciate what they already have. Finally, to conclude, let's bring everything together one last time. Balancing money and life. Think of money like a tool in a toolbox. Just like a hammer or a screwdriver is used to build or fix things, money is used to help us get things we need or want. It's like using money to buy food, a home to live in, or to have fun experiences like going to the movies. But remember, just like a hammer isn't the most important thing in the toolbox, money isn't the most important thing in life. It's just something that helps us achieve other things like freedom, being able to do what we want, security, feeling safe and not worried, and comfort, feeling happy and relaxed. Continuous learning. Just like in school where you learn new things every day, it's important to keep learning about money too. Money can be tricky, and sometimes how we feel and think about it can affect the choices we make. By learning more about how money works and how to be smart with it, you can make better choices like saving for something big you want or understanding how to not spend all your money at once. It's important to remember that there's always more to learn, and that's okay. Staying humble means you know you don't have all the answers, and that's why you keep learning. Alright, that wraps up our whirlwind tour of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It's more than just numbers, it's about unraveling the mind games we play with our finances. Enjoyed the ride? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment if you're craving more book bites. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.